Someone asked about one mindset that can help to change someone's life. And here's the answer that I had to give. Yes, there is one mindset that if taken into a proper account, it can help to transform somebody's life completely. But I think this demands more explanation, which is what I'm about to give. And I would like to start by giving you an example. Imagine building a house, and I can ask you a question. What do you think accounts for this house to be complete and strong? I think there are many factors involved here. And this begins from getting the good ground for establishing this house, coming to establishing the proper foundation using the proper guidelines and requirements, to establishing the walls in the proper manner, and finishing with the rooftop, and of course other things which are needed in order to make this house complete. And at some point, if somebody had made a mistake in establishing the wall, of course there could be some risk. But it's very possible that this wall can be fixed without disturbing the lives of those people living in that house. But let's imagine if somebody had made a mistake in establishing the foundation of this house. We all know that the stakes are higher in this manner. The risks are way higher. And at some point, this house could crumble to the ground and crush the lives of all people living in this house. So similarly, someone's life can be, attributed by many things. But there are few things which I would call mindset that make up the foundation of someone's life. And if they are not taken into a proper account, they can mislead the life of this person to a completely wrong direction, regardless of the resources that this person is having, regardless of the potential that this person is having. So there are few mindsets, as I said, but I would like to discuss today just one. And this one mindset is about an ability of somebody, first, to recognize, and second, to accept responsibilities and accountability over all the things which concerns him. I don't know what language I can use in order to simplify this, but maybe in fewer words, I would say an ability for somebody to take charge over those things which concerns him or her. And this begins with someone's life. Who do you think is responsible for your life? Who do you think is accountable for what happens in your life? There are many people who would, maybe first of all, I think I would like to categorize now people into three categories. For anything, let's take maybe an example of a financial situation. For your financial situation, in these three categories of people, the first category would be those people who would blame anyone else and leave themselves out. They will say, I'm living now in a difficult financial situation because of my parents, or because of maybe of my God, or because of my government, or because of the education system. They will blame anything else but leave themselves out. And then we have another category who, of course, maybe they might not blame anybody else, but they hope it shall pass. They merely hope it shall pass. And we have the third category who would say that, if I don't do anything, nobody's going to do anything, and this is not going to change. I must do something here. So which category do you think you belong? Which category do you think you belong? And which category do you think make things work here? Obviously, the third category is the one who of those people who have taken charge over their lives, over the things which are happening in their lives, and they decide to choose which direction to go. Of course, there are many factors which can affect your life. Like I said, in your financial situation, there could be many factors involved here, but you always have a position to make some choices which you can be accountable for. And when you start to shift the blame to other people, let's say you start to blame the government or something like that, somehow you take some power which are supposed to be within you to those people. And if you give them more power, that means you lose the control over your life or over those things which concern you. And what things are we talking about here? Of course, I've already mentioned life, but it could be a relationship, it could be marriage, it could be about your finances, it could be about your business. It could be about anything else. In your business, you can start to blame the customers. You can blame the employees. You can blame your employers. You can blame anybody else. But what position do you take? What position do you take? Are you in charge of your own life, or do you give charge to someone else? So I prepared for you 5 benefits that you can get by having this mindset of taking charge over your own life. Number 1, increase the faith. When you reach to the point of saying that, I know I'm from a poor family, but now I'm living my own life and I'm supposed to be responsible for my financial situation. If I'm going through a difficult financial situation right at the moment, this means it's an outcome of my own choices and I have to come up with a solution. When you have reached to that particular point, that means you're gonna have to be able to know that if this is my responsibility, there has to be a way for me to manage, overcome this responsibility. And I remember some of the statements. I don't know if it's coming from the Bible or not, but it says that God will not give you a task to overcome without supplying you the resources for overcoming that task. So if you know something about this and you know that you are responsible for that financial situation, then you must know that you already have the potential, you already have the resources that you're supposed to help you overcome that difficulty or that situation that you're passing through. And when you come to the point of understanding this, trust me, your faith will be increased. And like I always say, your faith is the window through which the power which is already installed within you can be deployed. Faith allows you to use more energy that is already in you. The little the faith you have, the little the power you can use in making things happen. The bigger the faith, the more the power you have that you can deploy and cause the change in the environment. So that was point number 1. Accepting responsibility, taking charge of your life increases your own faith. But number 2, uncovering the hidden potentials. When you decide to take charge and now you start to discover the new assignments that you are supposed to take, because now you know it is me. If it's not me, nobody else will. And if nobody else will and I don't do it as well, nothing is going to happen. When you reach at that particular point, you will see a list of assignments that you are supposed to do. When you start to work on these assignments, you're going to discover a lot of hidden potentials that were lying inside of you, but they were not deployed because you were giving this task to someone else. You used to say government must do this for me. You used to say education system must be fixed first. But when you reach to the point of saying, I know I was not taught this in school, but I have to know it, and you start to know it, you are going to discover you had a lot of potential inside of you. But number 3, uncovering the questions to impossible questions. Sometimes, uncovering the answers to impossible questions. Sometimes you may have a lot of questions. What example can I give? For example, even in the times of COVID, most of people within my community, they were asking themselves, how shall we overcome this? Nobody had any answers on how we can overcome this. Of course, few, they had some suggestions, they were trying this and that, but when you ask majority, they have no idea what's going on. But on the other side of the fence, there were people who said, we have to find a way to overcome this. We don't know now yet, but we have to find a way. So if you take charge and know that you are responsible in that situation, you are very likely to find answers to the questions which many other people consider impossible questions or impossible answers. Number 4, reconnection with your creator. Like I said, when you start to realize that you have these responsibilities and you discover that you already have the resources in order to conquer these assignments or tasks or challenges, then you definitely will find out who provides you with these resources. And when you discover the provider of these resources, definitely there will be a reconnection with your creator. But when you run away from your responsibility, from taking charge over that things which you were supposed to charge, then definitely you will lose connection to the one who assigned you that assignment. But point number 5 and the last one is, I said this is a true source of self-progress. Real progress does not come from the result. Real progress comes from the transformation, from who you are. Who are you changing into? There is also another statement which I got from the book Think and Grow Rich. He says that it's not about what you get at the end of the day. It's about what you become through the process. When you decide to take charge over things which are happening into your life, starting from your own life to your finances to your relationships, then automatically you will be transforming as you engage yourself in solving this problem. You will be transforming from your psychology, from your philosophies, from the way you think about things. And when you have transformed in these categories, then automatically you will turn out to be someone way better than you were before. So these are the 5 benefits that you can get by starting to take charge. So what call can I make here? One call I can make here is that I believe our lives were given to us individually, and everyone has the responsibility of making sure that you, first of all, you recognize what are the responsibilities that must come along with your life, with your situation. When you are giving a husband or a wife, what responsibility comes along with it that you are supposed to execute? But what are the things that you must be accounted for? Actually, when you know this responsibility, then automatically these are the things that you have to be accounted for when anything happens. So when you have been able to, first of all, recognize these things, but step 2, to accept that, okay, now I accept I am responsible in making sure that my marriage is being maintained, then definitely your marriage will be on another level, because now you will have something to deliver on the table. But apart from that, you will always be the kind of person who expects more from other people. You'll be blaming people. Why my husband is not doing this for me? Why my wife she's not doing this for me? Why my government is not doing this for me? Why our education system does not work? But at the end of the day, you may come to realize that all of the resources, they were already installed in you, but you had never used any of it because you thought it was not your responsibility. Thank you so much, and I believe you get the message. If you have not subscribed to this channel, make sure you subscribe, because I will keep on delivering this message, and I have a lot of things that I want to share with you. Thank you, and I wish you a good time. Bye-bye.